What's going on, y'all? Listen, man, this is like episode 11. I appreciate everybody who checked out my man Sam's podcast, episode that I had last week, man. I really appreciate that. So today we got my man Pop. Now I had to travel all the way to Brooklyn to do this at his daycare, man. This guy is like a unique kind of hustler because you don't meet a lot of dudes who are entrepreneurs that are in that field where they're doing, daycares for children. Like, that's a different kind of beast. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Normally they're women or, and they're not guys. And this guy has stepped it up with his wife and made this happen. And you got to respect his hustle. He's also a DJ. He also has a bunch of other businesses that he's slowly evolving at this point. So he's like a really all-around hustler and one of the few guys in this game who close to my age who I admire. So I've known this dude for quite a while, man. He's just an amazing guy, man. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. He drops a lot of jewels, man. So definitely check this podcast out, man. And I appreciate you guys listening, man. Otherwise, you know what to do, man. Just take care of yourself. Be safe, all right? Peace. Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? Listen, yo. So we're back, man. This is like episode 11. I got a really good dude here, man.
I like it. I love it.
So, listen. Thank you to everybody who's been listening to the show, man. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the subscriptions. I really appreciate everybody who's been checking it out on iTunes. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Be fair warned, we're working on getting it on Spotify as well. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting. Now, today I got my man Kenneth, man.
Hey.
Now, I know him because we went to school together in college.
You could tell.
Yes.
He said my man Kenneth.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't hear that often.
Nah. And now I know him as Pop.
Yeah,
he's been Pop forever and a day for me. I knew him as the wild dude who got on the court and was like, yo, give me the ball and we're going to win. I was like, okay. He wants the ball. So today, this dude he's been an inspiration to me. I done seen him come up from just a crazy dude that was just running around college with the rest of us.
How the tables turn, because this guy, well, we're going to get into that too. We're going to swing it on there.
And this guy kept moving, kept doing his thing. And he made sure that his personality, which can fill a room, continued to grow. And he's become a man. And I've seen it and I've seen it over time, over social media and everything. But today I got my man. He's an entrepreneur. He's a hustler. He's legit. Special dude right here. I got my man Pop, a.k.a. Kenneth. What's good?
What an introduction. I feel like I'm one of the kings of comedy the way Steve Harvey was bringing him out. It's my guy B. Johnson, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
but before you even get into yours, he brought up the word inspiration.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about this kid. This had to be 2000. We graduated in 99. We went in the freshman year in 99. We was out in Jersey. This guy pulls up in a sports coupe. What was it? Was it a Honda?
Honda, man.
The Honda. It had to be like custom. We never even seen this. So talk about inspiration, like, this guy from 17, 18 years old was doing his own thing, man.
Yeah, man.
I
all
mean,
the time.
We used to look at him and we were still driving moms and dads' cars, and this kid rolled up with his own. This is something that you typically see like a young white kid pull up to the school with. And here comes light-skinned B. Johnson, flies a mug. So when it comes to inspiration, man, he's been doing that for us for a long. I'm not surprised that he's out here doing his thing.
Thank you.
I'm not surprised that he's on his own, busting a move, an entrepreneur. I'm not, because he was in that lane then.
Right.
And,
thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you for the call, man, to bring me out here. Because,
I mean, I had to take a trip out here to Brooklyn, man, to your spot, bro. This is amazing right here.
Yeah,
man.
we're trying to keep it going. Trying to keep it going, man.
So I got a couple of questions.
Let's shoot.
Let's start off. Now, tell everybody where you from, first and foremost.
Well, I'm from the Bronx.
All right.
And you heard him say he had to shoot out the BK.
Yeah.
BK is where the money's at, I got the 2 daycare centers out here in Brooklyn.
Nice.
And I just recently bought my first home in Long Island. So I took the troop from Long Island. He took the troop from Jersey. We met in the middle. We here in BK.
Yes.
New York.
So you grew up in the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, did you grow up in the Bronx always knowing that you were going to go to school, or how did that work out for you at first?
Well,
because a lot of people in the Bronx, they go to school, they stay in New York. They don't never come out to Jersey like that.
Well, it's funny because my dad never went to college, but he was the one that was like, you're going to college whether you like it or not. So like he always
threw down the gauntlet on
Matter
that.
of fact, it's funny that you just told me recently when we was prepping that you went to William Patterson.
Yeah.
That was the school he got accepted to
Ah.
on a scholarship back before I think he had my sister. My sister's like a year and some change older than me.
Right.
So he decided to stay home, get a job, raise his kids, take care of his family, and he never made it out to college. So he always instilled that in me, like, I don't care what you do, like, you're getting out of here, like, you're going to go to college. And then the movies started to come out. Like, when we was younger, we didn't have that many movies or know that many people that actually went away to college.
Right.
So then School Days came out.
Yeah, that
so it was
inspired
like,
me,
this
yeah.
is where you want me to go? Say no more. There's no arguments here. I'm out of here.
For me, it was a different world that got me like started because I was looking around like, man, I ain't got because I know as much as I grew up in the burbs. And Teanacre's not like a poor area or anything like that, but we ain't had no money. Like my grandparents did what they had to do to keep the roof over their head. Yeah, my mom's was not in the streets, but she was a hustler. That's my mother. Me going to school wasn't a thing. It was like me go to a trade school, get a job. So when Felician got me, let me in, because that's where we both went to. We went to Felician College.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So I can understand where your dad was on you, like, go do that, because my pops had passed by that time. So I didn't have an influence on my father telling me to go to school. But I appreciate the fact that you're telling your father was like, because a lot of black brothers don't got fathers in their hands.
Yeah, no, he was. I mean, don't get it twisted. He wasn't perfect. You know, no man is perfect. No woman is perfect. But he was there. He was there, and he was a father to not just me and my friends. Like he kept us out of what we wanted to do. Like we could hear the stories about. It's funny because I always hear everybody talk about the whole skate key era, and everybody, nah, I was there too. But I was there from 7 to 10:30, and I was home by 10:45. Like so that's what he did for us. Like it wasn't like he sheltered us. He let us grow. He let us learn. But at the end of the day, it was we had somebody there to go, no.
Okay.
You want to go where? What time? When? No, not happening.
Did that help because you would start playing ball? I know when we went to Felician, you were already playing ball at that time.
Right.
So how did that influence that you playing ball help out? Like you sticking to school and staying with it?
I mean, what's funny about that is I didn't play until I got to Felician. Like I played street ball. I never played for high school.
I thought you played at least. I remember you telling me this years ago.
I walked on and got a partial scholarship at Felician. Like I came in the gym, and it's because my dad's hustler mentality. Like he brought me up there. I played. Shout out to my guy Mike, Gary.
This dude, what?
They was there, and I walked in. You know, I'm the kid from New York. Another thing is I never played a point guard position. I was always a shooting guard.
Okay.
Street. So I walked in. I did what I had to do, and God bless the dead. It was Coach Scheibe. Weeby or Scheibe? Whatever, one of them. The loud one, God bless him. He passed away not too long ago. But he was talking to my dad, and he was like, we like him.
Right.
And my dad was like, good. What y'all gonna offer him? Right. How much y'all got for him? And he was like, well, we could do something with his room and board and this and that. My dad was like, all right, cool. If he want to come, he'll be here. Y'all gonna take care of that. And that's how that went. But I didn't play in high school. I could have. I was really good. But I just didn't like, at that time, I didn't like to be coached. I had enough with my dad telling me, no, you can't do this.
It's crazy because all this time, I thought you had played like I knew you told me while we were in school. You were like, I didn't play ball. I look at it as you didn't play ball until like your senior year. And that's how you got on the team. That's why I never knew this story.
Not one year that I played, and I went to Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx. The competition wasn't crazy, but it was real decent.
I got you.
So, but no, I didn't play. I didn't play 1 year out of the 4 years I went there. But everybody knew me for that. Like I would go to the gym, and like you said, give me the ball. Like I would catch wreck. I remember one of the referees that was doing the game. He tried to get me to go to Virginia State at the time. He was like, "Yo, why are you not playing?" I was averaging 26 in in-house tournaments. And like I could play, but it was just something about the discipline of coaches that quickly I would. And it's funny because I'm a coach now.
Right.
So I have that tolerance because I understand what I went through as a kid and how I looked at coaches. And then there was no coaches that could relate to where we came from.
No, homie.
The projects and the streets and the hood.
No.
You know, per se. Now it's a little different. I can relate to these kids and tell them like, nah, I was there. You know, yeah. So they grab onto us real fast. It was a different era. So
in that time, you get onto the ball team. You're in school and everything, and you're in college. You're playing ball. You're going to school. How was that transition from just being a student now to now you're going to school, you're on the team, and you're dealing with the realities of life as a student? Now, I bring this up only because I'm like, yo, I remember how crazy things were. Our school, our school was like in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a town where we weren't particularly cared for. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. It was pretty much stay on campus, so there was going to be trouble for you outside of there. So we were kind of like forced to deal with each other all the time. How was it like that being in that confined kind of situation right there, where it's kind of like you're in this like bubble, I could say?
It was good in the beginning because you got to focus. We didn't have a lot of distractions. We didn't have the parties. We didn't have the fraternities.
Yeah.
The basketball team was small. The girls team was small. Like, we didn't get no recognition. It wasn't that great.
Right.
So I was able to focus on, like, my first year, I think out the gate, I had like a 3.2 my first semester. You know, coming from the inner city, being away for the first time, and no more mommy and daddy, really. It was cool to start.
Right.
And then it became, you start to look for stuff to get into. Like, you looking for parties. So then it became the Fairleigh Dickinsons, the William Pattersons.
We were the
King,
traveling.
What? It was, who got what? How many calls we got? We out. Let's go.
Yes,
we
Lord.
get to the party and don't even see each other.
No.
All we know is who we went with and who we came back
Exactly.
with. It was, it was different. And I
Yeah.
watch kids go away to school now. And I tell everybody in a heartbeat, if you can, go.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
And go as far as you can go. If you can go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, do it. Get that experience. Like, get away from home, get away from here. You learn yourself there.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we learn how to be men.
And you ain't lying about that, bro. we had some wild things in there. Things I can't speak about, but let's just say
you got to survive.
We had a lot of good times and a lot of crazy moments. We were the nomads of the Jersey area. When you had a party, any school, name it, we pulled like 4 or 5 cars and we'd be there.
Yeah,
deep.
We was in the building.
Yeah, man, heavy. Now, you go to school. Now, I remember you transferring out. You left.
I left there. What happened was end of freshman year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miles, my boy Miles Movado.
Oh, wow.
He was driving because we had 2 campuses, so we had to go from shuttle to the next campus,
exactly,
from campus to campus or whatever. The school was about this big, so we had a softball game. I remember playing in the game, and Miles was working work study on the van.
Wow.
And on the shuttle rather, and he was like, "Yo, what's up? We out to the next campus." So us, it's springtime. We like, bet, say no more. We don't even have class at this point. We just going from one. So we go. We hop on the shuttle. Long and behold, we get in an accident. Get in an accident. I found out I get a torn meniscus in my knee, so I can't play the rest of the season was over. I couldn't play the next season.
I remember this happening.
They wanted me to have surgery. Yeah. They wanted all this crap, whatever the case was. And what happened was that next semester, because we had a lawsuit against the school, they was like, we don't have your room and board deposit. Oh. All I had to pay was a deposit because they was pretty much paying for my room and board.
Right.
So they was trying to say I wasn't going to have a room.
Oh.
So we got that straightened out, but eyebrows went up. Yeah. I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I had to finish off the next season. We got a new coach. He wanted me to stay. Shout out to Coach Jacobs. He was there. He came up from Lehman, and he was like, please. Like, him and the AD, Dale, at the time.
Right.
They were both like, stay, don't leave, because I actually got to play in front of them once or twice, and they were like, "Nah, we can use you. We can work with you." And I was like, "It ain't gonna work. Like, we're suing the school. School is. I'm not getting jammed up in this situation."
Yeah.
So, and at this point, I was looking for something bigger. I was looking for something better. I was looking for the actual university or college experience. Like, I wanted to be where the fraternities was at, where the parties was at.
You had outgrown it, like myself when I left.
Time to go.
It's time to bounce. I know the feeling. I was feeling the same way. That's why I bounced.
That is a perfect school for someone who's into their studies and into work and into, like, if you want to be a doctor, go to Felician College.
Exactly.
You want to be a lawyer, you want to be a teacher, you don't want the actual college experience, but you want to be away from home and you want to actually study 24/7, that's a great school.
Exactly.
If you want a little bit of rah-rah, a little bit of fun, you want to, that's not it. Like, I got a kid now, they want one of our players, and I was like, that's not for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to get what we want him to get out of going to college.
Exactly.
He's not going to find himself at Felician. I don't think nobody, and this is why most of the people that actually graduated were still trying to find themselves when they were done coming out of that school.
Man, listen.
So it's a difference. You can go to college.
Right.
But some schools you won't be able to find yourself. And I found myself at Mount St. Mary College when I transferred.
Okay, Mount St. Mary. Now, you go to Mount St. Mary.
Yeah.
And you found yourself now. How is that different for you at that point?
First of all, at Felician, we had 6 towers, but actually 2 dorms.
Exactly.
Right? So we had the 6 towers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we had Chadwick.
Chadwick was
across the street, which was floor 3 and 4.
straight bougie life.
Straight
over
bougie.
There. Yo,
Bourgeois.
They had it good over there.
They had it good at Chadwick.
Oh my God.
So they had that. Was it Chadwick? Was that what it's called?
I don't remember. All I know is everybody that was staying there was on some. They all had cars.
Right. They had
all
another
living
building.
good. Yeah.
Chadwick, I might be getting confused with Mount St. Mary. But anyway, the difference was I go to Mount St. Mary and now we have maybe about 10 to 15 dorms on one side. Then we have the freshman girls dorm up the road, off-campus apartments across the street. It was just, and coming from Felician, it was like heavy security. Like you had to be out of the people's rooms at 10 o'clock at night.
Yo,
if you was in that 10, you was stuck. You couldn't come out.
The levels of things that we used to do to hide.
What? I remember running through the laundromat to go all the way to Tower 6 in the basement, shoot upstairs to the second floor, and you in.
Oh my God.
You can't come back out. Like you done for the night. Like
Hey, yo, I know some of y'all don't understand what we're talking about, but let me just tell you.
It was different.
We learned
like
how
prison
to do
break over there.
What?
It
We
was like
learned.
prison break.
Listen, man. We learned so many criminal ways. It was criminal. It was a criminal college.
For sure.
We learned. That's
For
all
sure.
I can tell you.
So I get to my next school and it's pure freedom, B. Like, and I'm not saying B like we from New York. I'm calling him B because his name is Brian. Like, so y'all can get comfortable with me saying B.
Yes.
So it was pure freedom. Like when I tell you, one of my cousins came to the school, went there for 2 years. Shout out to my cousin Joe Rock. Got kicked out and still lived there an extra year. Because I had a single, but my other partners, Mike and Mike, they had the triple. So we figured out ways to line that up to where you could be in the triple with only 2 people.
Oh,
So we had extra space over there. So I would stay there and gave my cousin the single. So he lived in a single. Like that's the difference.
right.
The freedom that we had to become men and women there was totally different than at Felician College. It was space. It was room.
You could
Like,
grow.
You can grow. The late night trips to McDonald's and the stuff like
Yeah.
that. We didn't even get. I don't think we had that at Felician. Like
No,
we
we
didn't
had-
even leave to go get something to eat.
We had a cardboard pizza spot. We call it cardboard pizza because that's how it tastes like. And it was down the street, and that was the only
it.
thing we had, man.
That was it.
That was it. That was the only thing we had. And we had the troop to go get that.
So we had that. Then I started DJing in 2001. So
Yo, I was gonna ask you about the DJing thing because I didn't even know you DJ. So fast forward a little bit here. I didn't see you until about 2000 and 2002 after we left college.
no, I left in 2004.
You left in 2004?
Well, we left there.
Yeah, we both left.
Both left at 2001, 2002.
2001. Yeah, right after
We got out of there.
I think yeah, because I got my old girl I was dating, I was dealing with. She was supposed to be pregnant, and we were around that time. It was right before 9/11 happened. So after that, okay, so yeah, roundabout. I see you. I'm working on Teaneck Road. I'm working at a car rental shop.
Let me tell you how crazy time is. If you said you seen me there, because we talked about this right before we got on, that was 2010. That's how big that gap is.
What? Nah, because I wasn't working there in 2010.
Okay, so you seen me with the wrong color car. You seen me with a green car.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
The coupe.
Yes, the green
The
coupe.
coupe. There we go. Okay. So now we in 2005.
Yes.
We 5 years earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so I graduated 04 from Mount St. Mary.
Okay.
You had to be done around the same time.
Yep, I was done around the same time.
So there we go on Teaneck Road in 2005.
wow.
And 5.
So at that point, you had started DJing before that.
Yeah, I started in 01 at the school.
What was your DJ name at that
It
point?
was DJ Get Right.
DJ Get Right. Okay.
So I was Get Right, and shout out to my partner, DJ Ash Knuckles,
All right.
and DJ Joe Rocker. He was DJing before we even went to school.
Okay.
My cousin Joe Rocker. So we was already heavily into it as far as like going around with him, going to parties, hanging out, and so and so. But we picked it up just for some money.
Okay. So you were DJing at different colleges, or you were trying to ingratiate
Nah, I was
yourself?
out.
Oh, so that's right. So you were fully going into the club scene.
Yeah, I was in the club. I had Lujo's every Thursday up there in Newburgh, New York. Anybody that's up there, they know what that was at that time. So I had Lujo's there. I had all of the joints on campus. I did all of the Q's parties. Well, not all of them. I did a few Q's parties up at New Paltz University.
Okay.
I did I went as far as I went to Rochester. I did one of their joints up there at Rochester
You were
University.
traveling,
Yeah,
brother.
we was going.
Woof.
We was on the move.
I'm thinking you in Manhattan, or moving around out here in Brooklyn,
we was
or
shaking out. And this was all when we was still at school.
okay.
Like we was going from college to college. We was making our rounds. Like it was good. I learned a lot. Got to travel a lot. And in college, we all know $20 is a lot of money. My biggest joint in college, I did the school on was it the banquet? Mm-hmm. School formal for $1,000.
Oh my God!
In college.
Yo, $1,000 like $1 million to a college student.
That's a milli.
Yo, you're balling.
For us to even split it 3 ways at $333 a piece, we was lit. Balling. We had it. We were shaking.
Yes, baby.
So that came about from DJing one of my roommates in 2001. Lil Mike is what we call him. 2 Mics. Both my roommates' name was Mike.
Mike and
so,
Mike.
Yeah, Lil Mike had a birthday party. We threw him a joint.
Right.
And with a radio, no equipment. And I never forget this. I think it was DJ Famous CD.
Right.
And we just kept bringing it back. But the part that we was bringing back just had in the dorm rocking. And I'm like, nah, I like this. I like this response I'm getting from everybody. And me being the one to get the response out of them. And that's what drew me to DJing.
Okay.
Being able to please people, being able to read people, being able to, have them have a good time and remember that is the main reason. Like, it wasn't even about the money at that point. It was just like, this is it.
You got that itch. You got that itch. Yeah.
And I'm looking around like nobody else on the campus is doing this.
No.
Let's shake. Let's do it.
So you're DJing at this point, just to break everybody in. You're DJing. You got through school. You did get through school, and you're DJing. Now, life is hitting you at this point. I'm guessing because now you're out of school.
Yeah, it's real.
Are you at this point? You are a single guy. Am I correct?
No, I was still with my ex-wife from Felician.
For Felician,
I was still with her. She had moved to New York, so we was at my mom's house. Probably I graduated 2004, so she moved to New York for about 3 years. So we was in the Bronx for 3 years. I had started working at a physical therapy office in Manhattan. My sister had, got me a job there when I graduated. Doing okay.
Right.
At this time, I don't have to pay rent, so I'm chilling.
You're taking in that money right now.
This is where the Benz came into play, my first one.
Right.
So I'm all right. I got enough. I'm paying my own car notes. I'm paying my own, my own bills.
Right.
Cell phone, stuff like that. So that's working. And then I started party promoting it too at the same time with Floss Inc. and my guy E and them over there. We was on our way to really taking over the city. Like it got crazy.
Is this when the entrepreneur in you begin to flourish?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because at this point, I'm still watching somebody else do something.
Okay.
But it's not till its full potential.
So you're observing at this point.
I'm all the way observing.
Okay.
That's me.
I got you.
Like everything I do, I'm looking in it. I'm trying to see where the mistakes was made. How can I do the same thing but better?
That's what made you successful, though. That makes you successful, my G, is that. Because a lot of brothers, they assume before they learn. And they go in and they don't take the time to observe what's going on so they can understand it and try to fill the holes they see going on. They just want to jump right into it.
That's fool's paradise. That's what I call it. Like you look at something that somebody else has, and you just assume that it was easy to get. You're never going to get it. For example, if I would have assumed that you got that Honda, that custom Honda, or whatever it was, that joint that we seen freshman year, and I just looked at B and said, "Oh, his parents bought that."
Right.
I don't know how you got that. And I had the conversation with you about how you got it, or kind of like studied you, like, damn, B's moving, like he ain't just his parents ain't doing this, like he's actually working towards. And how's he getting gas money? Because he got to get a job, like these are the things I look at,
right,
and my perspective in life. And I'm like, nah, you have to do something to get something. Like, there's not just going to fall on your lap.
Nah.
And a lot of people, they judge in this way.
Yeah.
They look and they go, well, she got this. Somebody just gave it to her. Yeah. And then what you start to do is, well, when is somebody going to give it to me?
You get caught up in that.
You get caught up in that.
Yeah, you do get caught up in that.
In your relationship and your family, you start looking for that handout, and that'll go with you for the next 30, 40 years for the rest of your life.
I think a lot of people like that right now on social media. I think they see everybody get into it, and they like, why am I not getting into it?
Just on likes. People don't understand how much it takes to get a following. Like this don't come happen overnight. I don't care how popular you are.
Nah, this shit takes a lot.
And then when you get it,
consistent with the posting.
Exactly. And when you get it, is what are you going to do with it?
Right.
To keep it, to maintain it.
Yeah.
Or to further push it ahead.
Right.
Like you can get a couple of likes. You could get 100 likes on the picture. Anybody could get that.
Right.
Can you get it every single picture?
Ooh.
Can you get it every single day?
Yo.
Can you get it to 200, 300? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it?
Listen, right now I look at my page and I'm like, I say to myself, yo, how do I get this to increase it? How do I get people to get likes? But what I learned is I have to shut up and be humble and watch what other people do and try to not mirror it to an extent.
Yeah, and duplicate it in your own way.
Yeah, but I got to customize that shit like a brand new Honda that you're putting all these rims and exhaust on it.
Yeah,
Gotta
but
do
it's all marketing. Like, I can remember days after days after days, and one of my homeboys I rarely get to speak to anymore. He's younger than me.
Yeah.
Genius at this. Like, when I say, like, genius at it, I used to sit and look at him and be like, where did you get that information from to say that, nah, we got to do this, Mo. Like, we got to do this right now. So we used to put up the hashtag after hashtag. We used to find the top hashtags. We found the times and the day of when to put the hashtags or when to post. Like, that's how deep. It even got to a point where we were looking at social media credit scores. Like, they had Clout and they had another website.
Yeah, Clout is back in the day. I used to use Clout.
Yeah,
I used that for Twitter and stuff.
We was like top 5% in the world in social media.
Nice.
I'm telling you, we under 5,000 followers, and we got our joints at top 5%. Like, we was mastering that part of this game.
And you know what? It's crazy. Most people don't assume that. They think if they put, a lot of women, they put themselves half naked on there, and they.
That's the easy way.
I see that happen all the time. I'll be like, yo, hold up, man. She hits 180 likes.
That'll get to you
in an hour.
That'll get to you.
And you're staring at your joint like, this is a dope picture. Why is it only like at 80?
But I'm gonna tell you something else. Like, if I can mirror that or match that up to my homegirl now, she just started maybe about 4 months ago.
Right.
And she went from literally like 700-800 followers. She's at 6,000 right now. 500 likes on the picture. She's not showing her body, and she's into hair products. Like, she's into the whole curl thing, industry. But she found that matched the intensity of what woman was doing when they show their body naked or the magazines, or she matched that same. Like, I get up every day and I go to her page, and her page is Little with Big Curls at Little with Big Curls on Instagram. In case you want to check it out there, and you can see this girl literally grinding. Like, every day she has the new post, she has the gifts and the post and the graphics on top of the post, and she's not even a graphic artist. This is just a regular woman that said, I'm going to give this a shot.
Right.
And she stayed consistent every single day.
I would agree. I think you would agree with me. It's the consistency to the attention that you pay to details.
Yes.
I think that is a major
and the content.
And I think if you can combine that and that mojo, mix that pot up, that's a hell of a stew.
She's actually the first person I know in the short period of time. She's getting paid now. Like, she's getting booked on tours. Like, she has a tour in June. Every weekend in June, she'll be on tour in curly conventions.
Wow.
Like, she's been picked up. So it's not about the number.
Right.
It's about that consistency. You could have 500 friends. You better grind them 500 friends into that 1,000 friends.
That's exactly what you have to do.
And it's about what you do.
Yeah.
So you're into the podcasting right now. It's mainly about, okay, how do I get this podcast in front of my 500 friends and get them to tell 100 friends,
exactly,
10 friends, 20 friends, to have them want to come to my page and look at that. And in the meantime, what is there that my 500 friends want to see, right? If it's me and my lady, you know what? I'm going to start posting more pictures of me and my lady. They like that? I'm going to start doing that.
It makes you feel weird because I know that. I know that for a fact.
Let me tell you something.
So it's so weird.
People used to look at me in the street and tell me, yo, your kids, son, like, you being a father is what, like, I have had a guy come to me and tell me, you know what I love about you the most? And I used to be like, what, dude? He's like, the fact that you're a father. So that used to bring me, like, at least once a week, I got to show one of my kids. Show what I'm doing with one of my, because this is what people want to see. The followers are fans, some of them.
Yeah.
And you have to play into what your fans want to see.
I never even thought about it like that because I thought I always, and no amount to anybody, but I used to think like, oh man, I ain't going to hoe out for this, man. I ain't going to hoe out this shit. But then I realized, like, you got to do what's in demand.
Yes.
If people want to
see supply and demand, right?
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
So I had to realize, like, at that point, like, yo, my G, like, you just got to you got to post what people are going to feel. Like I have a photography page that I'm working on right now because my photography business goes up in June, and that's when it starts. But I'm probably going to start sooner than that right now because I feel like I got a moment right now. I got a window for it to go.
Here's where I would say that's going to kick you in your behind a little bit later.
Yeah.
So everybody that I know that started their business,
Yeah.
they came and they asked me like, yo, you think I should get it? This is always the famous question. Do I open up a new page? Me per se,
Yeah.
why would you want to leave a place where you open up a business on the street?
Right.
This business is you.
Yeah.
We're going to relate it to that.
Right.
And I open up a business in the projects or close to the projects where I have 30 buildings. And we're going to say 20,000 people live in these projects. And I open up on this corner.
What?
Now, my next business, I'm going to say I'm going to open up this business on the side of a highway with no parking where there's nowhere to stop. That's where I tell people no. Opening up a new page is the same thing as opening up a new business. So now what you're going to have to do, first of all, you're going to have to keep content on both these pages.
I do that. That is not a joke.
It's a very rough thing to do.
Yo, this is not a joke.
And you have to get these people to not just believe in you once, but now they got to believe in you twice. Because I got to support Brian Johnson. Then I got to support Brian Johnson photos.
Right.
Then I'm going to have to support Brian Johnson's podcast. But why change it? Why not just keep it here? Why not just force them? And it helps me with my content because now I have my life,
right,
my photos, my podcast.
I've been testing that out lately as right now.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. I've been testing that out lately. I've been trying to centralize a lot more, putting a good quality photos on my regular Instagram and been putting just stuff on my other Instagram. Now it gets a little bit of a push, but I do get a lot more push on my other page, and I can see my reach grows on that page more than anything else.
On the new one or the old one?
On the old one, because I noticed that more people are gonna. You have more people. I haven't announced.
They're there already.
Yeah, they're already there. So I gotta push them. They're already there. I don't have to get them to separate, go to different places.
I'm a fan of Brian Johnson.
Right.
I told him this when he started to do his motivational speaking. Keep going, bro.
Yeah.
I believe in you. You sound good. You're doing everything good. Why would I? Now I have to take time out my day to go to his other page. And the way Instagram is moving, it's not like they show you in chronological order anymore. Like they have algorithms that train the eye. Oh, if this is getting a little push, we'll push this picture. If this is getting no push, nobody will even see this for 3 days. Until people start liking it, and then now 3 days later, you see a post like, where the hell is this coming from?
You're absolutely right. I never even thought about that because it does. You get like I see posts that be like 3 days old.
It's out of sync,
and it's like, wait a minute, hold up, fam, hold on. I didn't.
So now you're doing triple the work to try to get that page to get the love that this page is already getting. So it can be done,
right?
But if you can look at everybody that came before you, look at everybody that's a celeb. Look at everybody. Look at the Kevin Harts, the Kim Kardashians. Look at their pages. One page.
Right.
They give you everything you want to see right here, front and center. I'm right here. You're not going to miss anything. And you know what people are going to start to do? Because I know there's people doing it to me. They get up in the morning, they type and groggle me.
Yeah.
And they go to my page to see what they missed yesterday or what they want to see out of my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's there. So once you got them, keep them. You don't want to get them here and then let me send y'all over there.
It's too much.
It's
too much.
I'm here with
I'm over here. 1 second.
If I'm here with the cheeseburger and fries, why would I send you over there to get a drink? I'm going to put it all on this value meal.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Right here, you get everything, and I'm going to just push, and I'm going to grind, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to grind, and I'm going to keep it right here, right in front of you, and then you're going to be good.
My man DP, who is like the mayor of Uptown and everything, this guy is so crazy, and I got to get him on this podcast. Dude does amazing stuff. He got like 7,000. He follows like 7,000 people. But all of a sudden, he's caked up and moved up to like 30,000 followers. And I never understood what the balance was. Should you follow a lot of people or not follow a lot of people? It's all your preference.
You don't have a choice in the beginning.
He just went ham, and I was like, "Yo, this is. I guess this is what you got to do."
If you come out the gate and you start the Brian Johnson show, and nobody knows Brian Johnson,
right?
How are they going to get to know Brian Johnson?
They're not.
Unless I'm hashtagging my life away, I'm following people, and once they get here and they see the content, they like it, you got them.
They stay.
They're gonna stay.
I get what you're saying.
Majority of my followers don't leave.
Right.
It's harder to build up now because I'm not doing something consistently that's requiring people to follow me.
Right.
At that point, like I was doing something to get them to follow me.
Right.
Like I've stopped that maybe about 2 years ago of consistently asking or trying to follow me now, follow this or follow my, like I believe I can win with my core following that I have now.
You have a large following.
Not to say that I can't get more. I can get more, but it's the quality of for instance, I could have 50,000 followers, right?
Right.
And I can go, the other day I was on actually Facebook. I didn't even do it on Instagram. I went on my Facebook and said, my team needs a bus to get to the rest of the playoffs. They got us taking the train.
You post that, yeah.
Right? A bus is about $300, both ways.
Right.
We have at least 3 more games. Dude, I got that money in 2 hours. In 2 hours, I had quick pays, cash apps, done. Like, ready to go. Buses, on the phone, booked. Because that core following, those are the people who really, really believe in me. I can have 50,000. That, when I put that up, they're going to go, whatever. Whatever, dude. Like, sounds like your problem.
Yeah.
So, you have to also understand what your following is worth.
Right. That's a good point. I think a lot of people fall off on that point of knowing the worth of what they have in order. Because a friend of mine once said, he said, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's about how can you monetize that following that you have. If you got 700 people and all 700 people buy your shit at $50, you just made up.
Hello.
You got paid, buddy.
I remember sitting in a meeting with Caitlin Garcia. At the time, she was dating Joe Buttons. She was on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
And we sat at Harlem Tavern in Harlem.
Love that place.
And she had over 500,000 followers. I told her manager at the time.
Right.
I said, if she's not making at least $100,000 a year from Instagram alone, she has 500,000 followers. If she can't get 100,000 of these people to pay $1 for something, $1.
Right.
Y'all not doing something right. And they both looked at me and was like, well, they didn't look at me per se. Let me rewind. I told this to my guy. He told it to them.
Right.
Like, he made it as if it was his idea. But he told it to them. And they looked at the both of us because we were both there. And they was just looking like, what? Like, you can't be. I was like, yes, you should be able to make $100,000.
That's that Gary Vee kind of thing. Gary Vee says the same
I just started following him the other day.
Gary Vee.
Curly hair girl.
Yeah.
She put me on to, I'm saying her name, Steph. She told me about him, and I just started following him.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this dude is serious.
Now, we're going to backtrack all the way so we keep people on the timeline. You became a DJ. You were living your life. You had a wife and everything going on.
Right.
Now, at this point, you said at this point you had not moved to you becoming an entrepreneur yet, but you were just moving you were kind of like basically observing how to move in that direction.
Right.
Now, let me tell y'all something, man. I remember clearly years ago on Facebook, Pop used to go heavy on people like, you really want to go to this 9 to 5? Do you really want to do this 9 to 5, man? And Pop was like, listen, man, y'all killing yourselves for this? I'm going to tell you how to do this. And he would show me, and I would stare, and I'd be like, yo, this dude is really going all the way in. Like, he really took the leap.
What's amazing about that is I got so much criticism for that.
Yeah, you did.
Like, I used to get people texting me, emailing me, calling me like, oh, what you mean it's 9 to 5? It's not made for everybody. Everybody's not made to be an entrepreneur.
Yo, man, listen. In our people, and I love my people. I love my black people. I got to say something to y'all real quick, man. Listen, don't knock somebody for telling you that he went left instead of going right. When someone decides to go become an entrepreneur, they took that risk. Just because you didn't want to, or maybe you had no aspirations to do, or never maybe had the opportunity to do it, doesn't mean you should go out and criticize that person. That person has a right to say that opinion, man. Now, my thing is, when did that come about that you decided to go left instead of right?
It was when this is after I was already divorced. I was with my fiance, who I'm with now.
Right.
And she actually had a daycare in the house.
Okay.
Her and her sister.
Okay.
And one of their partners. It was 3 of them.
Right.
And I had gotten laid off from 2 jobs.
Welcome
Now,
to my life.
if you don't know something about me, when I go into a job, I go hard.
Right.
Like I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going 120. So quick synopsis. I get into Floss Inc.
Okay.
Start promotion. Let me go before that.
All right.
I get into the physical therapy office after I graduate.
Okay.
We were doing 70 visits a week. By the time I left there, we were doing 300 visits a week. They call it a bubble. I was doing a bubble. They were saying they get a bubble maybe once a year. I was getting a bubble every 3 weeks.
Ooh. So you getting the money's coming in at this point. It's flowing.
So the money was coming in for them,
right?
Which was great because
it trickles to you eventually.
Right. So what happens is I leave there eventually because I want to go back to work with kids, but we're still here. We went from 70 visits a week to 300 visits a week.
Okay.
That's physical therapy.
I got you.
I go into the housing authority. I'm an assistant director for New York City Housing Authority. I'm working in the community centers. When I landed my home for the 2 years that I was there, we were doing 15 kids in Night Center. When I left there was at 115 kids every night in Night Center.
So you're showing improve every time you go
here's
somewhere.
The pattern. Yeah, here's the pattern.
Right.
I get into Floss Inc.
Right.
I'm looking at him like, yo, we're doing the world here, right? 400 people in the party, shaking. By the time I leave there, our max party was 4,300 and something people, and we were doing at least 1,200 people every party we did, right?
So all you see is progression going on at this point.
Here's where I figure out this is me. This is what I do. This is where I'm figuring it out.
Right.
I get laid off from Housing Authority, and I'm at FIPS. I get laid off from FIPS because at the time, my supervisor knew I was doing my own businesses. She always felt like I didn't need it.
Right.
So when it was time to lay somebody off, I was the first one to go.
Basically saying, push you out the door here. You can take care of yourself.
You can take care of yourself.
Right.
Okay. So now I'm laid off. This is in the Obama situation, 08. Everybody's getting laid off now.
Yeah. God,
so now.
I remember that clearly.
Yeah, for me, it's perfect timing because it's not like I'm laid off and I'm the only one. The world is getting laid off now. So you know what? Now I can sit back and just think for a minute because I'm not looked at as less of a man for not going out there to get a job.
Well, I got you.
I got a little time to breathe because this is what's happening in the world. Take advantage.
Listen, that was a crazy time, man. Everybody was either there was three things going on. You were either on unemployment, you were hustling,
correct,
or you were out there just trying to make your way by any means necessary. Man,
so I'm on unemployment. I get the year and a half almost.
Yeah, me too. I was there. I definitely remember this shit.
In the meantime, I go to my fiance at the time and I ask her. I said, "So what's your dream?" Right. I'm trying to every day. I'm at the computer. I'm designing. I'm doing graphic work. I'm figuring it out. I'm still partying and DJing, so it's not like I'm broke. I'm not bringing no money.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out the next step for me.
Right.
And she's like, "Well, my dream is to have a daycare center at some point outside of the house."
I got you.
Cool. Say no more. So I go to my guy who paid for me to go to high school.
Right.
He's a millionaire. And I'm at this point I want to do a club.
Right.
I'm already in the party promotion. I know how to do graphic work. I'm a DJ.
That's
it all makes sense.
Yeah, that's a natural move right there. Right.
So I go to my guy, E Floss at the time. He's the one who owned Floss Inc.
Right.
He's like, hell no, you're crazy in the Bronx. I would never.
Right.
So he kind of shattered that dream because if anybody I was going into business at the time was him.
Where you going to get a club in the Bronx if you're next to Jerome Avenue? That's the only spot you're going to be able to get a club at.
I had a spot. I found the spot. My sponsor came out. He said the building looked condemned.
Right.
Find out how much it would be. I will buy the building. You run the club. The club would be yours. I'll be the landlord.
That's a sweet deal.
Sweet deal. Right. I go back to my guy E Floss.
Yeah.
He's like, he's not even entertaining the idea. Oh. Maybe about no less than a month later, I'm sitting at this computer. I'm still on my graphic stuff. Every day I'm designing. I'm doing something to keep my brain afloat. It hits me. Baby lounge. Like, why don't we open up a daycare set up like a lounge? Wood floors, a bar. Now, I don't drink.
Right.
So the bar would be changing the whole scope spectrum of what a bar actually is.
Right.
These kids would grow up, if they ever hear the word bar, they'd think juice, lunch, milk, cookies, snack. They won't even think about alcohol. So I'm already in a fight because now I'm changing a whole scope of something.
You're jumping into a whole nother lane.
Whole nother lane.
Because
so I go
kids
to her,
are a handful, my G.
Yeah, I go to her and I'm like, what do you think about opening up the daycare center, but with a twist?
Right.
I can't get the lounge that I want right now. And I think if we open up one that looks like a lounge, not with your typical red, green, yellow colors, let's open it up with some style, some sass to it, set it up like a lounge.
Right.
I'm talking, we opened up with $3,000 floors at this time. And I'm like, let's do it.
This is brilliant.
So she's like,
this is brilliant to me.
Say no more. She's like, I'm all in. That's whatever we gotta do, let's do it.
Yo, you know what kind of feeling it is? I just want to quick say this.
Just to hear those words.
From your significant other. When your significant other jumps behind you as a man, I don't even know how to explain the kind of feeling you have. It's like nothing can stop you at that point.
Umpteen arguments with the same woman.
Right.
And 90% of those arguments was mainly about the times where she didn't say or give the idea that I'm talking about a chance.
Yeah. You
just shot it down, or you look for something negative in the idea before you even say, well, let's talk.
The ladies can be snipers with that shit.
Oh, yeah. They DC snipers in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Like,
so to hear that, like you said, from a significant other, from someone who already had something going,
yes,
to say, I'm all in. Now, mind you, I don't think at this time she even believed the idea was going to work.
Right.
I think she said, let me give him a shot because at this point, I don't want to break him or his spirits.
Right.
When pretty much it's kind of broke because I went to my guy and told him.
Right.
And he was like, no, about the club. Then I went to him about the daycare. Like after I told her, I went to him. Because now funding.
Right.
I'm like, listen, we doing this in the streets with the party promotion.
Yeah.
What you think about this daycare idea? You're bugging. Those are the last words I heard from him about business.
You gotta be kidding me, B. That's crazy.
You're bugging. So, long story short, this is 2009. We almost 10 years later. We got 2 baby lounge daycares, both around the corner from each other. One is nursery, one is after school daycare with the UPK program in there, and then we have the aftercare.
Right.
And then they have the after school at the house.
Right.
So 3 altogether for them, 2 for me.
Yeah.
And
what the?
But at one point in time, all I heard was no's. It took that one. You know how they say you need that 1 year from Jesus?
Yeah.
No. You need 1 year from Jesus and somebody else.
Yes,
and somebody else.
Yes.
Because that 1 yes from her was all I needed. And
you put that cape on, man. That one, that's like, man, listen, all the kryptonite is washed off Superman. It's time to go handle.
It's not easy. Like I tell people all the time, I got a new credo, a new saying. And I tell people, I know what it's like to gross $1 million and still be broke. I've seen $1 million over at this point. I'm close to about 2, but I've seen $1 million go through my hands and pretty much not get a dime out of it. And that's what entrepreneurship is about, and people don't understand it.
No, the money will come in.
It will come in.
And it'll go just as quick as it got there.
Yes, it will come and it will go, but you have to feed through the time.
Yes,
and when it is your time, you'll be good.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
When you first opened up the first one that was outside of your home and everything, when you first opened it up, what were kind of some of the things that you had to get? Did you have to start understanding how to do QuickBooks? How did you understand that?
Because they already had the one inside of the house, I relied on them heavily, which was my fiance and her sister. Because I said, you guys already been running something. Right? Especially the daycare.
Yeah.
Let me worry about the design, the marketing, the spin on it.
See, that's partnership.
As far as being the face of it,
yeah.
Let me worry about that. Yeah. You girls worry about it actually running.
So the logistics was handled by them. You were going to handle the day-to-day and how to...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That was the goal originally.
Okay. I got you.
At this time, they both was at work. Oh. They both, my fiance at the time worked for Citibank.
Right.
And her sister worked for Empire Merchants. So she worked for a liquor company.
Okay.
Where she still works at now. So it became a thing of... And I had a bad mentality at the time.
Right.
Because here we are. I'm coming straight off the party promotion and DJing and things. I'm feeling myself. So my main thing was I got it done.
Yeah.
I ain't got to be there. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm good. Let the workers do it. Let the girls do it. I'm just going to put it up every now and then, and I'm good. This is my mentality at the time. I'm running around with dudes we got the same mentality.
Right.
We don't have to work.
Yeah.
Success to us at that time was it's there. I got it.
Right.
It wasn't about the money.
So it was just you living off the build it they will come kind of situation.
Yeah. Build it, they'll come, and not even put in 100% because we wasn't even there.
That's nah.
So it worked like that for about 4 or 5 years, and until I really sat there and we all having the same argument. Me, my fiance, and her sister, we're all arguing about the same thing in different ways.
Right.
We're not getting no money out of this.
So basically,
We letting it run itself.
that's a long time, bro.
That's a long time.
That's a
Thank
long
God
time.
that it actually lasted that long.
Yeah.
You know,
man.
but you really, and this is when the mentality starts to change. I
Right.
took over, literally, I took over in 2014. Meaning, no, I'm not even 2004. I started to dig in 2014.
Yeah.
And it was more so of, okay, I got to be there. I got to be there, and I got to be there more than twice a week.
Yeah.
And it went from twice a week to 3 times, and then it went from that to every day. Like, I'm here every single day until 3 o'clock.
That's
at
your,
least.
It's your baby.
Yeah,
it's your baby.
and you have to treat it as such. I don't
Right.
care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care who it is. If you don't put in the time and effort into what you have, it's not going to grow the way you want it to grow.
Nah, it's never gonna grow.
It's
'cause
not.
You gotta keep. It's like what do they say? You gotta water your plants every day.
have to.
You gotta water your dreams. That's why I always tell people
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
I mean this with every sincerity I have in life. If you're not putting an hour or 2 or 3 hours into
Yes.
what you want to do in
Yes.
life every single day, then guess what, my G? You're never going to get
It's not going to get there.
Never.
This 2 hours that you said, you know what? I'm getting up. I'm going to Brooklyn. I'm going to meet my boy Pop.
Yep.
We're going to get this interview done.
Yep.
You know how many times I've had people that said we were going to do an interview that this is what they do.
Right.
They're doing interviews. They're doing radio. They're doing this. And it never happens because it rains. It snows. Whatever it is.
Nah.
But I'm just saying, they take that opportunity to go, you know what? Not today. And that same not today is going to be why you don't get paid. Not today. Later on down the line.
Yo, you gotta listen. There are days when you're broke, you stay your ass home. There's days when you got business to take care of in the
Hello.
streets, whether you're getting paid or not getting paid, you need to show up like you getting paid.
Talk to 'em.
Because the reality of it is if you can't show it when you're not getting paid, you ain't gonna show it when you get paid.
Nope.
And I know that from experience, my G. Every time I've ever done business with somebody, I look at them and say, yo, if you speak about me to money before you get this job done, I don't want to hear nothing. I need to see you get this job done so then I can say, okay, you're efficient, I'll get you the money.
Everybody wants to see what you're worth.
Yeah, you gotta
That
show
whole
me,
thing about even in the conversation, they say the people ask you, what do you do? So they could tell how much you're worth. Like that's what people, that's the main reason why people say, what do you do for a living?
Right.
So they can see how much they're going to respect you, how much they're going to say you're worth to them as a friend, as a partner, as a woman is not going to meet you and go, I don't care what you do for a living.
Right.
And if you do meet a woman that doesn't care about what you do for a living or doesn't care about how you make your money, 9 out of 10, that's not going to be the person you marry. Like,
nah, she ain't there for that.
she ain't there for that.
She there for the moment, man. She there for that moment.
Yeah, she there for all the fun and games.
Yeah,
but it's a difference when somebody comes up, and vice versa. If a dude is not asking you when he first meets you, so sweetheart, what you do for a living?
Yeah, I remember
Where you work?
I asked this girl one time that shit, and she just stared at me like, what?
Where that come from? Because she probably not used to nobody asking her this.
But I'm like, in the circles I move to, what you do is who you are. That's a piece of who you are. So I'm like, yo, I can't bring you around my people if I don't know what you about. Like, that's like me bringing some blind. I can, what I mean, if you're just supposed to be some fun, we supposed to have some fun. Yeah, but you never got to be none of my peoples. We just supposed to have some fun.
Exactly.
So all right. So here's the thing. And here's my thing, right? So, Pop, you live you're a creative person.
Very.
You decide to go for your entrepreneurship. Where did the clothes thing come into?
Okay.
And give me the name of the clothing company and everything.
Clothing is Groggle Me.
Yes.
So, well, that's pretty much like the extra piece.
Okay.
It started as Groggle.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's go back some more.
All right.
So I'm DJ Get Right at the time. I decided while I was still DJing, take the DJ off my name.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for the future already.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always like to do. Like,
right.
I'm looking to see how we can grow, how we can be better, how we can be stronger, how we're going to keep it going.
Right.
Because everybody doesn't last.
No.
So
you're thinking longevity and legacy.
Yes.
Which is the right way to think.
So take the DJ off my name.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't want to be called DJ.
Right.
Get Right no more. Just Get Right. You see me, just call me Get Right. Forget about the DJing part. Can I still DJ? Of course. Do I still do parties when I feel like it?
Yeah.
When I want to make extra money and somebody calls and say, yo, can you do this?
Crazy,
I'm going to get that $400 or $500.
His DJ Get Right, he's Get Right, but from the time that I've known him, he's been Pop to me.
For sure. I've been Pop since I was born.
Yeah.
It went from Popiti to Poppy to Pop.
Yes.
I've been that since, you know what I mean? And that's how you always know if somebody know me.
Yeah.
I don't care where I walk in and I see them from. They could text me out of the blue. Somebody like, yo, what's up, Pop? who is this? Because I know you.
Yeah. Now
But somebody hit me with the Kenny, the Get Right, or the Kenneth. I might not. I don't
know you.
It could be anybody. Yeah.
Right.
But a person that calls me by that name, I know for sure. And don't just start calling me Pop because you hear this interview.
Word.
Because I'll figure it out. But so we threw me off with the Pop.
We were talking about how you got the
the clothing,
the clothing
right.
brand and everything.
So in 2012,
right.
funniest thing happens in the world. I think I'm being creative here, right? Mm-hmm. So I go to my dad and I'm like, yo, you know what would be dope? We should start a record label. Because I'm into the music and everything, right?
Yeah. Way to be original on that one. Go ahead.
Right? So I'm not even, what we at, 18? I'm probably, I don't think I'm 30 yet. So here I go with this. I'm like, yo, we should do a record label.
Right.
So my pops is like, here's the funniest response. What? You bugging, man. We already got a record label. Huh? What are you talking about? He's like, we started a record label in 2008. I'm like, so how do you have a record label? I know nothing about this. He was like, well, we had the artist. We was managing, and we opened up a record label. Him and his partner, Shy Sykes.
Whoa.
Shy Sykes used to work for Burt Padell.
Right.
She was his personal assistant for 7 years. And then she left him. She met with my pops. They became friends, and they opened up their own record label. So they had this record label that was just sitting there in the wind.
But wait, how? This is your pops.
This is my pops. Like, I knew nothing about this record label.
That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a little nuts.
Nothing. Like, so I'm like, you're lying.
Your pop
So there I go.
Yo, does your pop work for the FBI? How do you keep this one secret?
I go on Google. I look it up. World Alliance Records.
Yeah.
They don't even have a website at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I go. And it pulls up World Alliance Records. I see the business name. I see the LLC. I see everything. Call them back like same thing you just said. Like how am I your son that I live with? It's not a dad that I didn't grow up with.
Word.
Live with, grow up with. Worship as a father. Like it's my pops.
Right.
How is this possible? And how does this make any sense to you that I've been in music all of this time and you don't tell me this?
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, within 6 months.
Right.
Website. I did the logo. No, they had a logo. Did I do that logo? I think I might. I don't even remember.
Right.
More than likely, I did the logo.
Great. Okay.
If I didn't, whatever. No, I did it.
Okay.
6 months. Logo. Record label. I'm throwing it in the air. I'm putting it out there. I got 3 artists.
Okay.
Because I've had people that wanted me to manage them since I was 17 years old. This is what tripped me out.
Right.
Shout out to my guy Mickey Fax. He just did the Funk Flex freestyle.
I saw
yesterday.
That. Okay.
He's been through it all. 17, he came to me like, yo, what's up? Manage me. Because he's seen something I didn't even see in myself. Like you said, I could go in the room and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, brother. This
is before I went to Felician.
Listen, brother, from the very first day when we stepped on the basketball court, filling that room, that's a gym.
So this is what
yeah.
I've had people that wanted me to manage them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to do it because I was always the type that at this point in my life, I didn't like to tell nobody what to do.
Okay.
Because I was always afraid that I would tell them the wrong thing to do.
Right.
And then it would all be on me.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's a heavy burden.
I did the managing thing for a while, and if it's like 2 dichotomies. You're either Dame or you're not Dame.
Exactly.
And you got to be either brash and 100% into what you believe.
Yes.
Or
and that's
you
the
got to
toughest thing
sit
of it
there
all.
and shut up and don't say a word.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. So we had the artists. 2012, 2013. Mm-hmm. They were doing well. They coming out with the videos. We got stuff rolling. They're young though, so it didn't last long because eventually everything clashed.
Right.
Nobody wanted to be in the group. Nobody didn't want this. Nobody didn't want that. So before it broke down, they would go in their songs. They will always say "Groggle me" instead of "Google me" at the time.
Right.
Like everybody else was saying, "Oh, just Google me." They
After
took the
that
Groggle.
After that lady said it on said it on Love and Hip Hop or some shit like that.
Right. So they were already rolling with the Groggle me.
Yeah.
So they would Groggle me, Groggle me. And I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Me being a visionary, I seen it. Like I seen the word.
Right.
Bet. I come out with some hats. Now at this time I'm telling them, the word is so unique that when somebody asks about it, I'm just gonna refer them right to the artist. This has nothing to do with clothing. We're going to put on some hats. They're going to say, what does that word mean? Oh, this is a music management. These are the artists. I'm going to spin it right off into y'all. It didn't even last. By the time I did the second batch of hats, they was all over the place. One had moved back to Virginia. Another one didn't want no parts of being in the group. Like, it was just crazy.
That had to be frustrating as fuck.
It was. But what helped me at the time was nobody cared.
What?
They cared about the hats.
Because the hats was fire.
The hats was fire.
Yeah.
I came out the gate.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how fast it happened. I came out the gate with the first batch of hats. The dude was like, I have the second batch tomorrow done. Take these. Bring me the money tomorrow when I'm done.
Now, you're into merchandising at that point. How was that shift right there? That shift must have been crazy for you to get into merchandising. You must have been like, wait a minute, I could do this right here?
It was. I sold the first batch of hats for double. When I came back the next day, I had money for another batch.
That's some fast money right
So
there.
I'm looking at this like, hold on. I started with $144. I tell people this all the time. Like, all I needed, literally, it could have been free. Had I had a friend that could do this or put this in my hand,
Right.
it would have been free.
Right.
But I had the money for the first batch of hats.
Got you.
So I started that, and I never stopped. So it went in. They loved the word Groggle Me. So we rocked with that. What people don't know is I had Groggle trademark, not even Groggle Me. I had trademark the name of the company because Groggle was Get Right or Get Left. So I ran with that, with the me on the end of it.
Yeah.
I came out with the app. I still got the app today. Okay. I was one of the first ones out the gate with my own app.
I remember you getting the app because I remember it being on Facebook that you were doing the app, and I was like, yo, we got an app? Hold up, fam. Hold on.
Flex didn't have it before me. I'm saying it now. I had it. Then Flex had it. Then DJ Self came out with one.
Yes.
And then it trickled from there. But I was the first. Shout out to my boy Troy Cup because he's another visionary, and he put me in that lane. And I took it, and I ran. Even all the people that we wound up selling apps to down the line, they all gone. Nobody even has that. I'm the only one that still has my app. So it was like, and I was the first one offering free music in the sense of the way iTunes Music does it. And I had that on the app first. Like, you can come to my app and listen to free music. I had like 60,000 songs at the time. You can listen to whatever you want. I made separate playlists on the side. You can listen to those playlists, or you can listen to music free.
So you were seeing where music was going.
I seen that. We seen that.
Wow,
we seen that.
G. Like, that's big, bro.
So
that's
we
big.
was rolling around with the app, and it sucks because even on top of that, we had a section on the app where we took every business that we knew personally,
right,
and we put them on that app. We took their information, we put their phone numbers there, we put their websites there. We ran, and guess what? I just seen maybe 2 weeks ago somebody told about Diddy and Jay-Z is working on an app that's going to help black entrepreneurs. We was doing that then.
I know that's got to be shocking to you a little bit. Like, God damn.
It wasn't. It was shocking a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's confirmation that you had the right idea.
Oh, time and time again.
Yeah.
I can say it now and over again. And I have the proof of it.
Right.
Somebody that works for Nike, Diddy, and a whole bunch of other companies. I know they follow me. They're just regular people.
Right.
And their jobs is to find out what's new, what's out there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Culture. They're culture hunters. They look for culture, man.
I sat on cars, stood on cars. Diddy started standing on cars, sitting on cars. I was marking and clothes on the wood floor when everybody was doing mannequins. They were like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm putting them on wood floors.
I remember you taking those pictures back.
Diddy started putting them on wood floors.
I remember that shit clear as day, yo.
I came out with the I start not to say that I'm the originator of any of this stuff.
Right.
But nobody was doing it when I started doing it.
So
I came out with the patches that you could rip off and change. Fabulous did it. Now Nike's doing it with phone posits.
Shout out to Fab.
Shout out to Fab.
Hold
your head,
shout
boy.
out to Emily and all of them. Y'all just get through it, man. Anyway, yo, I have a question.
Shoot.
All right. So you're in that space. You're doing these things, and I understand this. So one would beg to differ. Why didn't you go into full branding, marketing, and a full brand ambassador company as being you basically negotiate and set up different formats for brands?
That would go against everything that I'm actually saying I'm doing. I mean, I can be a consultant.
That's what I'm saying, the consulting thing.
But at the time, you have to be complete. And I think that's another thing that people don't understand.
Okay.
Like, complete who you are.
Right.
Before I can offer a company right now, right?
Yeah.
What I know and what I can do, I can offer a company between $80,000 to $130,000 worth of work.
Right.
I can sit there and say I'm worth that walking into a company. But if I complete who Get Right is, which I'm almost there,
Right.
if I can complete my formula 100% fail-proof, and people don't believe that it's there, but there's stuff that's 99% fail-proof. If I can complete this formula, you can't put a limit on me. I can walk into any company door and say that I can bring you to the next level. You can't put a price on that.
Right.
So if you offer me 150, I'll take 300.
I get it.
You know, and as long as I can survive right now while I'm building my formula,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna jump into that. Like, for instance, we just had a conversation the other day, and my mom and my dad, they was at my house in Long Island, and they were saying one of my aunts is about to go into, well, she's been in the advertising for years.
Okay.
So she might be getting a position now where she's gonna have to hire, you know, two people,
Right.
preferably women, but you know, men, she might hire them too, because I guess she wants to, you know, give another woman a chance. Whatever it is, you know how women stick together.
I know.
And she tells my mom, like, I want to hire Poppy. I would love to bring him into this advertising world with me.
Right.
Her words verbatim was, I would have to start him because of what he know at least 80, 90,000.
Okay.
That's just showing you what my formulas that she knows of.
Right. And if you demand a lot more once it's all completed and it's been a package that's seamless that you can just like hear.
When my formula is complete, I could walk into Diddy's office. I could walk into Jay's office. I could walk into anybody's office and say, you need me.
Yeah.
Let me show you why you need me.
Yeah.
You know, being that I have these businesses and I can say, I've grossed $5 million. I've took something from nothing.
You did.
It's just not.
Listen,
it's just in a different way than everybody likes to look at.
If you see this man's house, you know this man came up, brother. Let me tell you something, okay? This man, listen.
And I'm still working, and that's another formula I'm still working on.
Yeah.
That's all part of the same piece.
When it confirmed for me that everything that he had been working on and put into, it surprised me because listen, I always knew Pop had that we call the it factor. But when he decided to take that and monetize that it factor and to bring it into where he's put it to now, where he's got this house and he's moved his family into a beautiful place, and this dude he's been responsible to his family and everything. I knew at that point, like, you had taken it somewhere else. Because I knew at that point, like, I was just like, hold up, bro. Like, you did what? Because let me tell you something. A lot of people, they stunt. They show you a lot of stuff on Instagram. They show you a lot of stuff on social media, period. But you go to their homes, they might be living in a nice complex, but they don't own that. And you went out there and you got yourself a dope-ass place. I do congratulate you on that, man. That was dope.
And that's, for me, that's 75% of why I do everything. Like, so many people look and they go, damn, I done probably had about 7 or 8 Mercedes already, 4 Lexus, whatever. And I wanted a Bentley. Still, I just missed out on one when I bought the last car, and I had to just be responsible. That's the only reason why I didn't get the Bentley. Okay. Because I had to think of my family before I thought of everybody else's. Yeah. You know, because I get things for those reasons.
Right.
Like, one thing that people don't know about me is I could care less about anything materialistic. Just because I have it, people automatically assume, like, oh, he's showing off, he needed that, or he want that to no. Like, 9.9 times I buy something, I'm buying it, or I'm doing it as an accomplishment, so the next person coming after me, nephews, little cousins, even with college, I finished college for the fact of I want younger people behind me to know it's doable. Right. Eyes closed doable. It's not struggle doable. Like, we got through college BSing half the way. But we did it.
Lord help us, man. That was a long
but we got through it. And I do things for that reason. Like, I don't want nobody to ever, you know, when your parents go, you could do anything you put your mind to. Like, if I can get one kid a year to believe that, I know I'm doing something right.
Right. Did you, so now so you let me just track. So you got the clothing line going, you're doing clothing, you got this is going. Where we're sitting in right now, daycare. Right. We got this going now. How did you get into coaching? You know, I wanted to get that in here because I think it's very valuable to see that you stayed in the entrepreneurial lane, you made a way for yourself, but you went back to coaching and giving back. What made you do that?
It was a two-way street.
Okay.
Because now at this time I have the clothing line, and I'm looking around the city, and what I'm noticing around the city is you have a selective few of high school teams that actually are sponsored or have, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like you got some of the teams that's out there. That doesn't mean they're good, but they have the Under Armour contracts, they have the Nike contracts, they have the Adidas contract.
Yeah.
Because they might have one player on this team that's going Division I, low or high, or they might have a high Division II player.
Yeah.
They don't have an NBA player, but they have, notable players.
That's going to go to a D1 school.
So I go to my brother, Paul Campbell.
Okay.
Coach Radar at the time, and he's building his program. And I'm telling him, I know what you're missing. Here I am being a visionary again. Mm-hmm. You have the kids.
Yeah.
You're a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
But unless you win city and state, nobody will see that. So he's like, you're right. I said, but I have a way to make this noticeable. He's like, what's up? I said, what if we started Grogamy Athletics? You take that part of the brand.
Okay.
You have the kids already.
Right.
We can put it on your kids, which is going to bring images, everything.
Right.
If we keep up with what Nike and Under Armour is doing at way less of a cost, because I'm in the clothing industry, so I know how to get it done.
Yeah.
And we could put this on these kids.
That's a smart. That is brilliant, bro.
And in return, I also see that you need some help coaching, and I wouldn't mind getting back into the sports, getting back into basketball, and being around kids, because it wasn't so much of the coaching part of it. It was more of the mentoring and being around the youth.
When you got to so hold up. So you're gonna get this branding. That's a brilliant thing, because when you put that on there, that's a hell of a story. Local guy comes out, puts his own money up, puts a brand on the children that are in his local community, and that's a major thing right there.
When I tell you how fast it happened, it went from kids like, Kroger, what the hell is that? I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing Nike. And some of the players are saying, do you remember what we had last year?
Really?
Like, do you remember what we got last year? And I'm standing there like, where's he getting with this? Where's he going with this?
Right.
And he's like, we didn't have nothing. We had uniforms. That's it. No warm-up suits, no sweatsuits, no T-shirts, no nothing. So now, mind you, he was already a winning program going into when I came in. First or second round of the playoffs, they were already, where they were.
Right.
Next year, we get all the way to the Final Four.
Now, Final Four where now?
And this is high school in a PSAL. We get to the Final Four.
Okay.
And, they clothed. They got their own stuff on. No other school has this. Now, let's remind people of this. This is the first time anybody's seeing Grogamy Athletics, because we just started it.
Yo, that is so dope right there, because that right there has got to be like, now when they go into this place, now this is mostly a young black team.
All black. Black and Latino.
Black and Latino. And they're going into what kind of school, what kind of kids are they facing at this point?
They're facing their peers. They're facing black, Latino. You wind up getting deeper and deeper in the playoffs. So you're seeing, some Caucasian kids. You're seeing some schools from Manhattan.
Right.
But you the confidence that is building in these kids, and what happened with it was they started to believe in having their own.
Nice.
So already what I'm putting in their mind is, I could do this.
Okay.
Whatever I want to do, this guy just came in here with his own clothing line and gave it to us, and now we're the first ones repping this. This is ours. It belongs to us. Nobody else. This is history, because nobody else could say they were the first ones to wear Grogamy Athletics.
You know what kind of confidence you gave those kids? They probably come from neighborhoods where they don't, they go in there. Every kid want to have the Jordans. Every kid want to have the flyest joint they could get in there. But the fact that they go to other places and they're in basically rags, the riches kind of a situation, they're dealing with people and they're going to places they don't got much in funding. But now they're running around with their own stuff. That's a powerful empowerment. Plus, they see somebody look like them do it. That's empowering as hell.
They look right in the mirror.
Yeah.
See, I came from the same place you came from.
Yeah.
And that's what I want them to get. Like, again, if we're going back to what we said maybe a couple of minutes ago, I want people to understand you can do it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I'm nobody special. I bleed like you bleed. I walk like you walk, and I talk like you talk.
Now, I have a question. Now, you got these kids, they're into your stuff, and they're rolling and everything, and now you get on the team as a coach. What was like the generational difference to you? Did you notice right away that you were like you were seeing yourself? Did you see some of yourself in these kids? You were like, whoa,
different. Totally
different.
Yo. These kids are way more advanced than we were in every way. And if I can get them to understand
right,
that if you, and I tell everybody that's into clothing, if I can teach you what I know today,
right,
at 15, and you could pick it up and go to college or not go to college and just start from there with everything I know, because I'm a firm believer in sharing information.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this world works without,
information is super important.
That's why the internet is the world.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So if I can get you to understand what I know now, which you have the capability of doing because computers wasn't here. I can remember being on a computer the first time at the age of 6, which was I've seen because I was in a program at Manhattan Center. And my mom's got paid for me to be, and that's how I got my first flight jacket. I never forget it. Like they gave my mom's $50 for me testing on the computer. Like, so I was never, I guess it was a program for smart kids because I was like top in the state in like 2nd, 3rd grade, stuff like that.
Nice.
But these kids now, they grew up with this stuff. So what we had to come through and learn over the past 10 years, these kids, they learning that in the first 3 years of their life. My daughter, Kelsey, knew how to work an iPad better than I did at 3, 4.
Yo.
Like literally would show me certain stuff. No, Dad, you hit this over here. And I'm into computers and technology. So for them, this is why they're so advanced, because they're growing with it.
Right. We didn't grow with it.
We
grew into it.
We grew into it. We had to learn it.
Yeah.
It's part of their everyday life.
Listen, my niece and my nephew can go through iPhones and iPads like with their eyes closed. They're so adept to it. Like he's sitting there, he'll have music playing. He'll have 3 apps open. He's moving stuff around, and I'm just staring like, what? Like at your age, I just wanted to go get the ball and go down the block and play basketball.
That's it. And it's not bad. People think it's like, I see it all the time. Oh, these kids, they on these computers and they're on these tablets. When I put a computer lab here, I won a contest for $10,000 on Facebook. I built this room.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody that voted back then, and I think it was 2000, maybe 12 or 13, whenever it was.
Right.
They voted. I won. And you just sitting in the proof that this was an empty garage. We had those 2 rooms over there. This was nothing. I still have the picture of my car being parked in here just to show people later on in life. This was not here.
Jesus.
And we won the $10,000. I still have the receipt. I seen it the other day. Being at PC Richards, I had a guy that worked there that took care of me.
Yeah.
And I spent $7,000 on Macs and screens and everything on it. And we bought the not the iMacs, those over there. I forget the name of them.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, you're looking right at them.
I'm looking right at them.
And I've had parents, my kid don't need no computer. What they need with computer classes, what they need to be with computer. And this is something that I hear so often that's terrible. So if you out there and you're listening, stop.
Yeah, yo.
My kid don't need to be on no iPad. Where do you think it's going to be in the next 20 years?
Give your kids every advantage they have.
Every advantage.
If they're not technologically advanced, by the time they're like, I would say by the time they're 10, 12 years old, they're going to be behind. Yeah. Way behind. I'm telling you right now, there's a kid with an iPhone who is 5 years old who's more advanced than you would ever believe.
There's a kid probably 5 building an iPhone right now. Like this is how it's going in other countries and how advanced other places in this world is.
Exactly.
But on top of that, like I get this too, and I see it a lot. Oh, kids are so lazy; they rather look it up on the phone rather than going to get in. Somebody please tell me when the last time they seen an encyclopedia. Besides here in the daycare, we have somebody donated encyclopedias down there.
Wow.
But where? What's the point of going to the library when you got your library in your lap?
Listen, all right, so it's twofold. For me, I do miss the kids I try to get my nephew out to play ball. I want to get the kids to go out and play more. I understand it. But at the end of the day, they're not going to do that.
But that's fine. That's they're gonna gross motor and staying in health.
As far as like looking up and going to an encyclopedia, they're not gonna do that either. Nowadays, it's Google, man.
Why would they do it? Is the question. If we had, ask yourself this: if you had a computer when you was 5, or a phone that you can easily just Google it or look, if you was able to find the information you needed at a younger age faster than what you was able to find it, faster, because that's all that they're doing.
Right.
They're going to find the information the same way. They still have to read.
Yeah.
They still have to write the information down.
Exactly.
Or type it. But all they're doing is finding the information faster. How much more would you have known at a younger age?
There would have been a lot, I guarantee you, had we had more information that we do now, when we were back in those days, I think there would have been a lot more I think our community would have been a lot better, personally. African American community, Spanish community. I think we would have had a lot more kids in this the computer and technology sector, which is predominantly Indian and Asian. I think we need to. I think in time we're going to get that stigma away from the kids being nerds because they're into technology and stuff like that.
Very true.
I think we definitely need to lay off the kids and lay off the millennials and give them room to grow. I think we put so much on them to try to be what we thought we were. It's just a transition in time.
9 out of 10, it's those parents that don't know how to use the iPad themselves.
That's wild, man.
It's those same parents that don't know how to use technology themselves.
If you're 45 years old and you got a kid who is like 12 years old right now, or 13 years old, 15 years old, and you don't know how to use the technology that they're using, you need to sit down and educate yourself before you put them down
Or ask them.
Yeah. Or ask them, exactly. Or ask them, or sit there and ask them and let them teach you. That will give them confidence that they can go out there and do their own thing.
I don't turn down a kid for no information.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I'm asking them what they got on, what's hot.
Yeah.
I'm listening to their slang. Mm-hmm. I want to know everything.
When the kids started using lit, I was like, what? Lit?
Exactly. I was right along with you. Right? But it's twofold for me with that because I'm with them.
Yeah.
So I wind up walking around, that's lit. And then people be looking at me like, dude, you're 35. Like, what do you mean? But I get so caught up coming from practice or coming from a game, and you dumb yourself down. Not dumb yourself down, but you youth yourself down to their limit because you're having it. I'm not gonna talk to them the way I talk to me and you having a conversation all the time because they're gonna be like,
when I saw,
come on, man.
The other day I was watching something on YouTube. I was watching something on YouTube, and this kid listened to "It Was Written" for the first time. Nas' album. This kid's 17 years old. He's listening to "It Was Written," and he's putting it on YouTube. If you saw the reaction on his kid's face,
totally different life.
He was just like, yo, man, I listened to gangster rap before, but never heard anything like this. It was the craziest thing in the world. Like, I'm like, yo, fam.
Relax.
Relax.
Yeah.
This is
together. This is what we grew up in. Yeah.
This is everything you're talking about is exactly what we saw growing up.
And it's gonna come back. Even with music. It'll turn around. Like the world is a revolving door.
Who are you listening to nowadays?
I'm still I don't have a choice but to listen to certain people.
Yeah.
Like one of my close friends, we're family, not friends, but his nephew is Don Q.
Okay.
So the whole A Boogie thing and Don Q thing, I tune into that as much as I can, as much as I can take.
I had their cameraman on this a few episodes back.
Oh, cool,
man.
So shout out to Quincy and the crew. That's his real name. Shout out to Q.
There's only a few.
They out there doing their thing. So I listen to them.
Don can spit. Little man can spit.
Yeah, he's a spitter.
Like, okay.
It's crazy because we was in St. Thomas maybe like 3 years ago, and I had my camera with me. And he know I used to shoot videos, 2 music videos, and I had the artists and all that stuff. He's like, yo, cuz, what's up? Let's shoot a vid. And I'm like, let me hear something. And he would not rap.
Huh?
He would not rap. Like and I was like, what do you want me to shoot if I don't hear? I need a visual to know what. And he would not rap. He was pretty much just taking in the sights, smoking and hanging out.
I got you.
He wouldn't rap. And then next thing I know, he's all over the place. So
yeah,
shout out to him for sticking with
him. Dave East, all of them in New York.
Young
M.A., all of them. Yeah.
But it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be non-biased and listen to rap from where we came from.
Yeah, I know.
And it makes me understand.
Do you feel like you're Joe Budden sometimes?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because we came from his era.
Exactly.
And being from Jersey, like Pump It Up, and them joints was it.
Yeah, we were.
That was it. That
yeah.
was the height of our teenage years. Like,
we were partying when this was pumping. That joint was going off. I think we were in college at that point.
That was it.
We were like, oh,
that was our era. So
yeah.
I do feel like him sometimes, and I feel like I don't want to be the one to knock the dreams of these youth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so what? The music might suck to me.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with them becoming millionaires and living out their dreams?
I listen to Dave East. I like Dave East. I listen to Sci-Hi the Prince's last album, and I listen to Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Nipsey Hussle, and the reason why I asked about the music and who you listen to because you're a DJ. You can say you're not a DJ no more, but you're a DJ.
By nature.
You're a DJ until you're in that box, bro.
Right.
So that's how it goes.
By nature.
Yeah. So it's like you listen to music, and I asked that because the kids listen to the music. So that's why I was like, what are you listening to that you can you got to kind of bridge that gap to give them like, yo, here's something that you might want to listen to. You just check this out. Like you give them a Twale Kweli album, they're probably not going to listen to that. But you could tell them like, listen to this Black Star joint. You might get some knowledge out of this. Do you ever
come to them like on 101 and kick it to them and tell them like, yo, you need to maybe check this out. You get some idea of what's going on.
Well, I think most of them, they know the artists that we've listened to. So they might act as if they don't rock with it. Like I have a lot of my players, like they'll put me on to everything new. And I'll be like, yo, you don't listen to Jay, Reasonable Doubt, or you don't listen to Jay, in my lifetime or whatever. And they'd be like, yeah, I know that. Or you don't listen to Big, like you don't listen to No Pac at all, like, and they'd be like, nah. And I'll test them and I throw something on, and they'd be like, they'll know the words and the lyrics, but I think they still haven't reached the separation part in their life where they could tell their friends, like, you're bucking, listen to this Nas, listen to this Jay, listen to that, listen to some different music. They haven't reached that level, so they don't go out there and say it. But when I have the one-on-one conversation, they know.
I think these kids right now, I think for them, their Nas and their Jays are basically Drake and Kendrick.
Right.
I think that's their thing. Even I think a lot of these kids listen to Wiz. A lot of them listen to Wiz Khalifa. Right. I didn't even realize how popular that guy was, but it's quite popular.
He is.
And I look at Cardi B and I say to myself, Cardi B is the next level of music as far as what she represents. She came out of nowhere. She's a reality star in a way, and she basically built herself up to this point. And we'll see what her album does, but for me, I look at her and I say, there's a lot of kids looking at her.
But see, that's where I just had a conversation about this yesterday. I had my nephew Monkey D and my little cousins Kyrie, Isaiah, and one of my players, one of my ex-players now. He's in college. Shout out to my boy Mark Morgan. And we was going to the outlets. I was driving them, taking them up there, and we was talking about music. They played some Don Q and they played some stuff. And what I asked them was, how long are these artists gonna last?
Oh,
are these records going to be something you rap about or sing about in the next 10 years? Are they going to last?
Right.
Like, for instance, Before I Let Go, Frankie Beverly Mays, like, we can't go to a grown party without hearing Frankie Beverly, Before I Let Go.
Yeah.
You don't go, that's 30, 40 years ago. Are they going to last this long?
There's Marvin Gaye records right now that just can knock an entire generation of music out just off one record because his record was so good.
Even without rap, can you go to a party without hearing boom? The whole you're not gonna go to a party without hearing the song, and that's how I kind of like base music for them.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna hear Cardi B 5 years from now, 6 years from now? And people might say, yeah, but listen to a lot of these artists.
No, not gonna.
I'm gonna tell you the main reason why you hear their music. It's free. It's streamable.
Yeah,
free.
man.
It's YouTube. Free?
You gotta ask yourself, would you go to the record? Because we used to get up. We go to the record store.
No, they're not. They're not buying. And that's another thing. Ask these kids. Ask how many of them did they buy an album.
None of them bought an album.
Will they buy it? Will they spend their $10 that their mom gave them or $20 and go buy it?
Nope. They're not gonna buy nothing.
So let's. It's hard to say where these same artists doing the same type of music would have been then. You talking about Eminem selling 10 times platinum, Jay selling 10 times platinum, going diamond. How can you match that up with something that's absolutely free and still that is free is barely hitting platinum?
It's because it's a different time. Like, listen, me and you, we grew up. The biggest thing in the world was to get that CD, have the cover art, and if you got the CD 2 weeks early, you were the man. Like, I got the May CD. I had the Nori 2 weeks early. Like, let me tell you, when I was bumping that in my, oh my God.
Nori CD.
Yo.
Oh my goodness.
I can never really fully explain the level of New York and how fired up when Nori's CD came out.
What?
It was the most, I've never seen this to this day.
98. Shout out to the 730 Clinic. That was my basketball team name. That's why I came to college with the 730 behind everything. Anybody that knows me know I had the Demo 730 or Hot Boy Forever 730.
Yeah.
730 was on something.
Yeah.
Right? And my crew, when I tell you, when that Nori hit, and at the time, we had our own DJ because my cousin Jaraga was a DJ.
Right.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What? No. Shout out to Noriega, man.
That was a wild time. All right, yo. Before we get out of here, man, I want you to let everybody know what's your best advice for getting started in business and where in this world should they start? How should they get started? If they're going to get started in any kind of business, what kind of advice would you give them?
Anything that you start, everybody likes to say is the money. It's not the money.
Right.
Anything that you start starts with belief.
Yeah.
If you don't believe, you will never start and finish anything.
Right.
It has to be, I don't care who don't believe in you.
Yeah.
You have to believe this is going to work. There's something on the wall, and one of these, I'm standing up and I'm looking around the office. It's that one.
Okay.
The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Steve Jobs. That's Steve
That's
Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen that quote so many times. It speaks volumes.
Every last one of these, I got a bunch of quotes.
Yeah, he got
hanging up in the office. Like,
to give you context, he's got quotes lined up on every piece of the wall around here right now.
so
It's dope.
But that one there pertains to what starting a business is about.
I got you.
Because you can sit there and say, I want to start what's this? A hand sanitizer company that's edible. And somebody in this world would say, you're bugging.
Right. Of course.
99% of the people in
Like
this world would say you're
your
bugging.
boy was say you were bugging about starting the baby lounge.
Yeah, you're
Here we
bugging.
are.
But there has to be some type of a fruit because they use lemon inside of hand sanitizers, inside of car to take off paint and stuff. I'm shortening this. Somebody's probably going to steal this idea from what we're talking about right now. There's probably a way where you can use natural, edible, right?
Edible hand
Edible
sanitizer.
hand sanitizer. There's a way. But if you believe in it, that's how it starts.
So the first thing is belief.
Believe.
Believe.
You have to believe in yourself enough for somebody else to believe in you.
And you got to remain consistent to the details.
Then you got to be consistent.
Okay, then. All right.
It's no way you're gonna.
You hear that, people? So let me tell you, everything he's saying, he's put to action and has come to fruition. And if there's one person I could tell you, he's an example of that, man. Stick to your guns, believe in yourself, do it.
Living proof.
Now, where can people find you? How do they get in touch with you?
Groggle me, baby.
All right.
That's all you gotta do. The one unique thing about that word, and I tell people this all the time, is ours. Like, you're not gonna find groggle me. You can punch that up, just like it's another thing. When you're trying to brand yourself,
right,
before we go, make sure you find something unique enough for you, right? Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook,
right?
None of this stuff together existed,
right?
When they came up with this, these names meant nothing,
right?
They gave it a meaning.
Exactly.
One day, groggle me is going to be in a dictionary, and it's going to have the meaning, and the meaning will be me. You can Google the word groggle me. I'm going to be, the pages that come up will be me. That's now.
Right.
So when it comes to branding, try to find something that is so unique,
right,
that is yours, and nobody can take it away from you.
So basically, you got to find your own lane at the end.
It can be the same lane as everybody else, but you're going to brand it as your own.
I get it.
You're doing a podcast. If you named your podcast Brizzle, whatever it could, if nobody else has that word, and you start marketing it as that, when people go to look for it, I don't have to tell people, oh, check my Facebook, my Instagram. I don't have to. Groggle me. GROGLME. You put that name anywhere in your phone, anywhere, and anywhere. Your search box in Instagram, your search box in Facebook, search box and what's this? Safari or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Google Chrome.
Google Chrome.
I'm gonna come up.
That's wow. I never really thought about it like that. That's true.
You can't punch Twitter in nowhere and something else come up. Twitter is gonna come up.
Basically.
Facebook is gonna come up.
Same thing with any clothing brand that you really into. You put that name in, it's gonna come up. Okay, so wow.
There is no such thing. I mean, polo is a game, but when you add Ralph Lauren to polo, that's him.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same exact thing.
It's him.
Right. He didn't even invent that polo shirt. So that's wild. All right, so that's where they can find you. Just Google, just type that in. Groggle.
Or as my partner would say it, Google Groggle.
Google Groggle.
You know what I mean? But I'll be there.
Pop, man, listen.
You see me.
Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you.
Listen, man. If you didn't get inspired by this episode, or you didn't figure out what we're talking about right here,
you're part of the 98% of the world.
Exactly. And listen, let me tell you something. You're missing out on a world of opportunity. Don't waste time. Go out and do your thing. I will catch you guys next week. You know where to find this man. He's told you several times about this interview that, listen, if you don't follow your dream, you're not going to go out there and you're going to do it. You're just not willing to go and do it. You can't be scared. You got to go out and do it. So, all right. So I'll check y'all next week, man. Thank you again for tuning in.
Yes,
And
sir.
shout out to my man Pop, a.k.a. Gargle.
B. Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out. Peace.